Frodsham Sea Praise Pod magically transports writers to wonderful places they have written about.
With a mystery, legend, story or description, a poem, report or other non-fiction.
Forbidden forests, kingdoms and castles.
Magical, mythical lands.
And all sorts of amazing ancient places of adventure.
Here's this week's episode of Praise Pod. I'm going to Praise Pod with my story, The Place Between. Boom! The moon was full and the amazing acrobats pounced and twitched as they did their fantastic flips. They danced, they skipped, they swung from the roof until they landed with a pose. The curtains shut furiously and the lights flickered, and it was as black can be.
One day, Hitman went for a run. He went to the forest, went to listen to a home, and his mind was skating.
I'm going to the Praise Pod with my rejection. Bye!
Jack lived in a cabin near the woods with his mum and cow called the Milky Way. Jack and his mother told him to sell his cow, but when he came back, he had magic beans. Jack has bright blue eyes which spot gold. Jack says to his angry mother, Please don't throw the magic beans. I am going into a praise pod. Oh no! I could see the silver glittering stars in the dark night sky as I floated down on my parachute. The cold night wind.
I'm going into the Praise Pod with my letter. Dear Mr. Jones, I'm writing to tell you I'm still thinking and wondering about everything possible. You should know how much knowledge questions have taught me. When I left your school, I went to college where I did research about sound and light, and I just love numbers and how they get bigger and harder every time you just add one of them. But most of all, I read, wondered and learned. As soon as I graduated, I decided I wanted to teach my discoveries just like you, but instead I got a job in a government office, which I hated. But I still wondered, as usual, where did the smoke from my pipe disappear to? Where did the sugar cube go after I dropped it in my tea? Before long, I quit the government office job and studied motion and how things move. Oh, and I discovered these amazing things called atoms, and everything is made of atoms, even you. Eventually, I decided to send my clever researchers to science magazines, and surprisingly, they loved them. After I had sent at least 20 copies, they let me become a scientist. Maybe those questions weren't annoying after all. Yours sincerely, Albert Einstein.
I'm going into the praise pod with my diary. 41 AD. Dear Diary, yesterday I got up bright and early. I went downstairs to tell my mum and dad we're excited because it was harvest, so we went to go and sow the crops. Now we have a massive feast. Bye, Diary.
I'm going into the praise pod with my scene from a story. Harry hummed merrily as he prepared the car for the long trip to the big city. The sun was beaming brilliantly and the sky was a forget-me-not blue. Winnie blundered over inquisitively. "We're going on a trip," Harry informed her in a false cheery voice as he climbed in the car. "Come on, get in." Winnie scrambled in excitedly. It was her first time in a car. The soldiers around trained with vigour as they were going off to fight the next day. Most of the journey was in silence. Harry couldn't bring himself to tell Winnie where they were going or what he was going to do. She could tell something was wrong, however, and nuzzled his arm comfortingly. This only made Harry more downcast. When they arrived, Harry couldn't hold back the information that had been tearing him up inside. He turned to Winnie, a somber look on his face. "Look, I know you want to go to war," Harry whispered, "but I'm really sorry you can't. I want you to be safe and healthy. I don't want you to be in the thick of war. They will look after you here. I will come for you soon, I promise." The wind turned icy cold and a light rain began. Winnie's eyes filled with fear and clung to Harry. When they got out of the car, people pointed and stared at the desperate sight. A large sign over them read, "London Zoo." Harry swallowed back tears. He felt like he was falling out of the atmosphere, suffocated from never-ending blackness, never able to exit.
You could be whisked away to wherever you write about today.
To be transported somewhere exciting, try your very best with your writing.
I'm going into the praise pod with my story, The Place Between.
Fantastic.
I am going into a praise pod. Bye.
I'm going into the praise pod with my scene from a story.